Late to the party is an understatement for me with this fragrance. What's going on, guys? Today we're going in depth on a fragrance that a lot of you have been on me for a very long time to get my hands on. I have no problem admitting all of you were right that said I would love this fragrance, because I'm surprised just how much. We are talking about Rasasi Hawas for him. So stay tuned. So we're going to take a quick look at the presentation, and I can't wait to show you guys something, because we'll discuss the performance I get in just a little bit. But the first thing I want to show you on this presentation is, you see that manufacturing date of February 2022? This is a brand spanking new bottle. And no, it's not weak, but standard fare with that snake skin print on the front of the box. Hawas for him. Size and concentration on the bottom. 100 ml, 3.38 fluid ounces. Eau de parfum. Rasasi information. On the back, nothing on the sides. And like I said, that batch code and manufacturing date on the bottom. Rasasi logo stamped in the top. And in regards to this bottle, I'm wearing blue, so it's not really allowing you to see. Let me get my head over here. There you go. So it is purple juice. Hawas for him, company stamp. Has a sticker with some info on the bottom, but it doesn't have batch code, I believe, on the bottom, but has that python wrapped around the cap. The cap is of pretty sturdy construction. It is a metal alloy of some sort filled with plastic. As you can see, has the python wrapping around the cap, the base of the tail. Like I said, it's a metal alloy filled with plastic. It does click firmly into place, so those of you that find that to be an important feature, it definitely does that. Has a tall gunmetal colored atomizer, and this sucker puts out. Man, let's talk about this scent. So I'll have the notes on screen, but I gotta tell you first and foremost, before we jump into what the note breakdown that I get is, yes, it does have a strong similarity to the Invictus family. Somewhere in between Invictus meets Invictus Aqua, because this has more of the sweetness of Invictus than the mega freshness of an Invictus Aqua. I do get a blast of citrus up top. The plum note that's in here is very, very potent. It provides a thick, fruity sweetness. You have citrus freshness up top. The watery, aquatic notes of this fragrance stand out heavily, but it's very fruity sweet. Much more sweet than I originally anticipated this fragrance to be in the top. As it starts to settle, I get a lot of spice. I get all of the spice. The cinnamon and the cardamom, believe it or not, comes off a little peppery to me. It smells more like cinnamon at first, but as the fragrance starts to settle down, it starts to come across a little bit more peppery, believe it or not, than cinnamon and cardamom. The cardamom, I believe, adds that slight sweet powdery nature that I get from the fragrance, obviously contributing to the spice, but I believe that adds a little, once this fruity sweet tone calms down, which still is pretty prominent in the heart and early dry down of the fragrance, I find there's a different sweetness to it that's not necessarily a fruity sweet type of note. So I'm thinking that has to be the cardamom kind of contributing to this overall. There's a pretty heavy dose of ambergris adding to that aquatic feel with the watery notes that are in here. It does give a strong aquatic vibe, hence the reason it gets the comparisons to Invictus Aqua. I've seen comparisons to the newer version of Invictus Aqua. I've seen comparisons to the old version of Invictus Aqua. And while this undoubtedly smells like it belongs in the Invictus family somewhere along the way, this is kind of, the way I put it the other day to somebody was Middle Eastern Invictus, is how you can look at it. Because even though there's no incense, smoky wood, or anything like that to provide a smoked nuance, I do get a bit of a spicy, smoky nuance going on in my skin. In the heart, through the early to kind of the latter portion of the dry down, not the deep dry down, hours and hours and hours into the fragrance, but I would say anywhere from the one early hour to 6-7 hour mark, there's something about this fragrance in my skin, with my skin chemistry, that gives a subtle smoky nuance, gives even more of a Middle Eastern vibe to this fragrance, kind of like if Amouage made Invictus, almost. Obviously not on that scale of quality. It does have that spicy, smoky type of feel. That's why I said the spices kind of give this almost peppery type of spice as the fragrance settles into my skin. Slight smoky nuance. And I think the driftwood really helps to keep that aquatic vibe going with the ambergris. It's got that musky aquatic smell. It's got that waterlogged saltwater wood type of smell that driftwood can provide. This is more aquatic in its dry down than I think it is in its opening, because there's so much fruity sweetness up top. It kind of takes away from what people are expecting from this fragrance, I believe, because everything you've ever heard, or everything I've ever heard, is how this is great for the heat. And then when you smell it in the top, you're like, ooh, that's pretty sweet and strong to be a summer fragrance. Once the fragrance settles into what it's going to be about for the majority of its lifespan on my skin anyways, yes, it's much more aquatic with a lot more of a saltwater marine feel with that, you know, aquatic wood nuance, but it's that spicy, smoky nature that I get on my skin that kind of separates it. And admittedly, in the first 30 minutes to an hour of smelling this fragrance, I was kind of like, you know, it is really good. I do really like it. Everybody was right. I do really like this one, but I don't think I like it more than Invictus and Invictus Aqua. That's still my two favorite fragrances. But as it settled in more, my opinion started to change. I wore it again that evening. I wore it again the following day. I'm going to wear it again this evening. I'm wearing it right now. And this is going to sound kind of crazy, and I know it's early to really make this bold statement, but I think it's already become my favorite fragrance. Because I already heralded Invictus Aqua and Invictus as my two favorites, kind of 1A and 1B. That's why so many people have been shocked that I have not had this in my collection this whole time. And I love spicy fragrances. I've called other fragrances spicy Invictus before, your Spice Bomb Night Visions, your Azzaro Wanted, stuff like that, but this truly is spicy Invictus. This really is that, and it takes my favorite fragrance style and scent profile of all time, mixes it with kind of my favorite genre for the cooler weather in spicy hearted fragrances, and makes this. The scent on this one, is it going to be for everyone? No, but for me, I think it's jumped to the top of my list. I love the way this stuff smells. Now, in regards to performance, that's where I started laughing, because in my weekly rotation video that went live Sunday morning, I showed the bottom of it because I hadn't looked at any batch codes or anything, and I said, when we get to the review and show the presentation, I'm sure there's a batch code on the box. We'll take a look at it then. And before I set up to start filming this video, I saw this on the bottom of the box and I started laughing. Because all I've been hearing on my Scent of the Day posts is they're not beasts like they used to. They don't perform like they used to. New versions don't perform that great. Oh, it's great to see you got a purple juice because the newer ones aren't like that. Looks pretty damn purple to me. Manufactured February 2022 looks pretty damn new to me. It's the end of March at the recording of this. This bottle was just manufactured sometime around a month ago, okay? Now, with that comical standpoint out the way, I don't consider it a massive beast unless it's, above 10 hours. This has been falling in the 8 to 10 hour range in longevity on my skin. Could it be going longer than 10? Possibly, because by the time I get to 9-10 hours of this being on my skin, I've been taking a shower. So it could potentially be lasting even longer than that. It comes down to skin chemistry, guys. It comes down to skin chemistry. I don't want to hear another person complain about the new bottles don't perform. It's your skin chemistry, because this is a brand spanking new bottle. I think I would have to be in the Middle East to get a bottle that was manufactured in the month of me recording this. This was manufactured last month. Come on, guys. Skin chemistry. Do something to moisturize your skin There's tips and tricks out there to try to make your fragrances last longer if you have drier skin. Something, because this is a brand new bottle and I get anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of life on my skin. Really, right about 9 hours is the mark. I've been taking a shower the last couple of days and washing this off my skin. It's still going strong at that point. It could be going past 10 hours, but the safe bet, the safe play is to let you guys know that I've been getting 8 to 10 hours, and I absolutely have been getting at minimum 8 to 10 hours on my skin with this. Projection has kind of surprised me because apparently there's a little bit of anosmia that sets in on this fragrance with me because I saw my buddy Joe at the Safeway that's near my apartment complex, and we didn't even get that close to each other other than to do a little fist bump. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Small talk before we end up talking about fragrances like we do every time we see each other. And he asked me, are you wearing Invictus? And he was 4 or 5 feet away from me. I was 5, 6 hours, something like that, into wearing this fragrance, and he could smell me. And I said, oh, actually, it's Hawas, yada, yada, yada. He's wanting to get a bottle too. Told him I got it from Amazon, and so on. We had a conversation about it, but the point is, we were halfway through the life of the fragrance. He was more than just a few feet away from me, and he could smell me very easily. I didn't smell that strong to myself. My wife has told me it's damn near filling the room when I walk into a room with this fragrance at different stages. I had left to go to... Oh, she told me when I got back, actually, that same trip. When I saw Joe, when I got back, she's like, after you left, all I could smell was your fragrance. I actually had to open the door and fan it a little bit to get some of the smell out because it was like you just sprayed it. So anosmia is a real problem with this one, too. You'll get some olfactory fatigue and not realize how powerful it is off of your skin. I've only been wearing 4 to 5 sprays every time I have been wearing it. And it's been pumping. It's been pushing. It's been lasting. And it's a brand freaking new bottle. Brand new manufacturing date. Hasn't had time to macerate, really. I mean, I don't know if they macerate before bottling. That's the typical process, but I don't know. But point being, the projection is strong on this. The sillage is strong on this. The trail and the bubble for the sillage is very strong. So technically, it kind of is a beast, really, because the projection really sets it apart. And the only reason I can't call it a beast in longevity is because I've been showering before I would surpass the point to where I call a fragrance a beast in longevity, which is once it hits about 10 hours, it's kind of a beast at the 8-hour mark, and it's still going after that. But it's once it hits 10, it's really a beast, in my opinion. And I just can't make myself wait till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning to take a shower from when I spray these fragrances on, at least the last couple of days in this situation. So point being, I know that was a lot, but I really wanted to break this down for you with my current experiences with this fragrance. And it's 8 to 10 hours longevity. It is beyond arm's length, very strong, beastly type of projection, and strong sillage. This stuff just screams off of my skin, apparently, just like Invictus does. The original Invictus, this actually performs very similar for me to how the original Invictus performs on my skin. That is a lights-out beast compliment machine. I've gotten a handful of compliments so far on this in just the last few days of wearing it. Performance is A1. Final thoughts. Man. I'm willing to stand by saying this is blind buy safe. Is everybody going to be thanking me at the end of the day? No, because there's some people that are going to blind buy this. Some people will take my advice, blind buy it, end up not liking it or not liking it as much as me. So take what I say with a grain of salt. I don't know how easy it would be to get a sample or a decant of this to try before you buy. It was 41 bucks on Amazon. I'll have the link below. Last night I checked, they raised the price to 47. But still, it's cheaper than on most places on eBay. Going rate is somewhere around 50 bucks to get this. This was voted into my best cheap colognes of all time video by my Instagram followers that's what made me pull the trigger on the bottle. It was the final thing to say, well, I guess I need to get it. And I honestly have been missing out on this fragrance. I should have put this in my collection long ago, like a lot of you suggested to me. I do like it that damn much. I'm still not wanting to cement it that it's my favorite fragrance, but it's definitely become one of my favorites immediately. Instant classic for my collection. This is my style. I love this stuff. This is go-to type of scent profile for me. I've been loving wearing this stuff. I think it's one of the best cheap fragrances I've ever smelled. And I will be getting Derej and Shura very, very soon. And Chagra as well. I watched Joy Amin's video on Chagra the other day. Shout outs to Joy Amin. So if I got to put a number on this one overall, I'm going 9 out of 10 with this one, guys. I really, 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 really like Hawas. So I know there's a lot of bold statements being made in this video, but this is my opinion, and this is how I feel, and this is the experiences I have been having. So again, if you trust my opinion, there you go. Also, at the same time, take my opinion with a grain of salt, because it's my opinion and you won't necessarily feel exactly the way I do. Try it if you can before you buy it. If not, hey, blind buy it. I'm going to cross my fingers for you and hope you like it even remotely as much as I like it, because I'm digging this stuff. Well, that's my thoughts, feelings, and current experiences with Rasasi Hawas. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you were on the, the hype train of telling me I need to get this, I need to try this, Ross, you're going to love this. I'm telling you, I know you'll love this because you love Invictus, you love Invictus Aqua. By all means, hit me with I told you so in the comments. You earned it. I'm man enough to take it. Go right ahead and hit me with the I told you so's, because a lot of you definitely told me so, and you were 100% right. I love this stuff. Depending on how quickly I start to dent this bottle, I may end up grabbing another bottle at some point in the very near future, because I think this stuff is awesome. I'm definitely going to be wearing this a lot. This could be a signature scent for me. I like it so damn much, honestly. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Hawas by Rasasi and you give it a spray now, I don't know, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.